Hey, this is SportsSlaw with Lomas Brown, the pro.
And Deb Schneider, I'm the prof. And together, we're the pro and the prof.
Yep.
Hey, this is Lomas and Deb out protesting in Keego Harbor, Michigan. And we know the turmoil on us today in the protest.
We already talked, so we're excited to be here now.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip it around and let everybody see some of these signs and some of the people.
Yes.
And then behind me, there's a whole group.
Yep.
So this is actually pretty exciting to be here. I know that we don't have sports, and SportsSlaw is kind of doing a little bit of a pivot here, but what an important issue.
Well, you know, Dale, we got a lot of people coming by supporting us by blowing their horns and showing their solidarity to us, and it's powerful. I mean, to be out on a protest, it's the first time I've ever been out on one, and it's powerful to be out here, letting your voice be known, you know, and being out here for the people, amongst the people. That's what it's all about, all us coming together, no matter your race, creed, or whatever. All of us is coming together as one. And like I said, it's a powerful thing.
It really is, Lomas. And what I'm just absolutely amazed at is the fact that we have young people, we have old people,
Yes.
we have all races, we have all colors, and it is phenomenal to see that. This is not a black issue. It's not a white issue. It is not a political issue. It is an issue that we all need.
That's the only way things are going to ever get right.
And it's important for all of us to talk about this. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get some interviews with some of the people who are here, ask them why, talk to the organizers of this protest. And Lomas, this was actually organized by a neighbor of yours, wasn't it?
Yes, her name is Jenna, and young. All right, now, young kid. You know, that's the reason why I'm out here. I'm so proud of her to take the step to organize this, to get this going like that. It was just bold and it's courageous on the part of these young kids. If you think about it, Deb, because that's taking a step out. That's being somebody that could get ostracized because you're taking a stance, because you believe in something. You know, it's not always popular. And I'm just so proud of her to be able to do this, organize this, and I'm glad the people turned out for it today.
Absolutely. And how old is Jenna? She's young.
Yeah, Jenna's 19 years old and everything. So, yeah, she's young. But that's what I'm saying, Dave, like you saying, this world, it's going to change. These young kids, they're not going to stand for racism. They're not going to stand for, you know, being treated any other way. They figure everybody should be treated the same, and they're going to make sure that their voices are heard.
Well, it's exciting to hear that the voices are being heard. It's exciting to see so many young people. I hope they take this to the polls. I hope they vote. I hope they take their voices as far as they can. Again, it's not just a sports issue, but it's certainly prevalent in sports.
It sure is, Dad. You're right about that. And it you know, it's just something to, maybe it's the perfect storm. Maybe with the, I hate to say it, maybe with the pandemic, and maybe with all this happening, you know, people being at home, and now they're actually being able to listen and to hear, you know, rather than, you know, being so immune to things, maybe this is the time that we were able to get that real wake-up call that we've been looking for.
Well, I hope so. I mean, when we get back to sports, we start talking about, we talk about the NFL, we talk about Colin Kaepernick. His message was hijacked.
That's right, Deb. Great point.
But this is his message. This is his message
Great
right
point.
now.
That's a great point. His message was taken, and I agree with a lot of the NFL players, active and former players.
Listen to all these honks as we go by.
That support. But Deb, until they do right by Colin Kaepernick, and I'm talking about the NFL and these owners, until they do right by him, apologize to him. I ain't saying you got to give him a job in the league, even though that would be beautiful, but apologize to him. Let that man know what he did. He did it in vain. But look at the difference. Look at the change it has made. And, I just think they owe him a debt of gratitude. All us do. All us owe him a debt of gratitude.
We absolutely. And it took a while, but we're getting the message. Roger Goodell, Mr. Goodell has already started to apologize.
Absolutely.
And that's, once we see these young people, these are the kids who are going to be going into sports. Yeah. These are the future players.
Absolutely.
In fact, don't we have a future player behind us?
Yeah, we do. We got guys back here. There we got college guys. We got, like you said, we got young kids. Like that mom and her kid up there. I wouldn't mind talking to them and see what she thinks is so important, not only for her to be out here today, but for her kid, her young daughter, to be out here with her today. And I think that's where it starts at, Deb. We got to start young, educating the kids.
We absolutely, and then we have people who are in their 70s and 80s out here too.
Yes, we do.
We've got somebody who's using a walker to do this march.
Exactly right. Tell me if that ain't the human spirit.
Absolutely. So this is really exciting to see this.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to sneak on up here and see if we can get an interview. See if we can try to get an interview.
Okay. And I'm going to turn this around so we can see.
Okay.
So, is it Thursday?
We're walking the interview. This is my partner, Deb.
Oh, hey.
So we don't have to stop walking.
Okay.
But yeah, I wanted to ask you, why do you think it's so important for you to be out here today? And not just you, I think you have your daughter with you too?
That's not my daughter, that's actually her daughter.
Okay, yeah.
But she's my cousin.
Okay.
So we're all about the family right here, actually.
Okay. So why is it so important for you guys to be out here today?
I think it's important for everyone to be out here today. I think for me, I know that it's important for everyone to show up because it's all of our problems. And I think that as a white person, I feel personally responsible to take action in this and to support every Black person out there and to support and protect my family and our family together.
Yeah. So again, we've seen this all over, and like you said, it's not just a U.S. problem; it's a world problem with the brutality. So what do you think is going to take for things to get better, as far as the police, the relationship between the police, the blacks, and all of us?
I think that there are so many facets to this difficult question. Personally, I believe that we need systemic changes from the ground for education, for redlining, for loans, for defunding the police. I think that it needs to start from changing the 13th Amendment to changing how we define criminals. I don't know that there's any area of our lives we don't need to look at, inspect, and change.
That's a absolutely great answer.
Thank you.
So I was talking with one of my friends, and she said to me that she thought it would take 14 generations to change this. I said 3.
Yeah. I mean, I think that if we really go after this, and just like this is happening, it doesn't stop within a week, doesn't stop within 2 weeks, which is all of our personal responsibilities, we can do it a lot faster than that.
Absolutely.
So, I told you a little earlier, I played with the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a big sports fan?
My husband is. He works for a local sports company, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where's your husband?
He's right there with the dog. That's ours.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause
We should run up there.
I want to ask him what do you think about sports and what's going on with them.
I think he would be a great person. He works for Warrior Hockey, which is a Michigan company too.
Exactly right.
Yes.
Exactly right. Guys. All right. Thank you. All right.
I can get him over here if you want.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob!
Oh, we could catch Rob.
We could catch Rob.
I think we better catch Rob.
We better catch Rob. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. And now I get to jog with Lomas.
Right now.
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it?
That's
Jenna's
Jenna's
mom.
mom. Yeah. Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Rob. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. We were just talking to your wife.
Oh, yeah?
We're doing a podcast live. You want to be on it?
She's better with words than I am.
But the interesting thing she said is that you work for a sports company.
I do.
I used to play for the Lions, and I wanted to just know, how do you think what's going on now in sports? How do you think sports could play a role in what's going on today?
Well, I think sports really, it gives a unique opportunity to reach a lot larger audience. Some sports more than others. Sports like football, basketball have a huge reach in their audience, and they have an opportunity. We as a sporting goods industry, a sports industry, have an opportunity to reach more people and really affect real change.
So, Rob, what do you think about now about what's going on? What is your thoughts on the Colin Kaepernick and what he stood for and what he lost?
Are you a hockey guy?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a long time coming. I think that, he should have never had to be vindicated.
Yes.
The message got lost immediately
Yes.
and became about something that it wasn't about to begin with. And it's a tragedy, really, that this man lost his career, his livelihood. He was ostracized by an entire league because he was protesting police brutality.
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So he shouldn't have to be vindicated. I think it's great that he's getting it, but it shouldn't have come to this.
I agree 100%.
But one of the things I think that we should point out is that despite the fact that he lost his NFL career, he went to work for a sports equipment company, if you will, in Nike, and actually brought the entire issue to the forefront, which tells me how important your industry is to sports. It's not just the players out there.
I totally agree. I think that he did. His voice got out there. The message got out there. Unfortunately, it took longer than it should have, but it did get there. And I think it's great that it's gotten there and it has become a real public. The public has started to actually embrace it.
Yes. So my last question for you, Rob, is, I know, like you said, you're in the sports and you're more into the hockey league, more into working with hockey players. And we know that it's not a lot of predominantly black in hockey.
Yeah.
But hockey, again, I'm seeing players just standing up and doing what's right, Rob. Not, doing what they feel is right. Just like what you're doing out here. I just feel like what you're doing is the right thing to do. Do you think that our sports leagues, especially the owners, do you think they're in? Do you think they're fully invested in this? I mean, they're billionaires, and I've never been a billionaire, and they don't think the same way we think.
I sure
as
hope
common
so,
folk.
because you want to. I mean, again, going back to people that can really make a huge impact right away. I mean, the owners of these teams, high executives within the leagues, these are people that can make enormous changes immediately. They have the means, they have the resources to make change right away. So I sure hope that they're fully on board, just like the rest of us are.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Rob,
Yeah,
for
no problem.
chatting
Thank
with us.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks,
Yeah,
Rob.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Go Warrior Hockey.
So, yeah. I mean, there are some interesting views from different people. Everybody look at it differently, from guys that are involved with sports like Rob to his wife that isn't. She's just out here because it's the right thing to do. But the one common thing we keep hearing is that people got to do the right things, Deb. They got to start treating each other better. And that's the common theme out here. Regardless of anything else, that's what's bringing us together.
Absolutely. And what's amazing to me is just marching here, and there's such a group that is supporting the cars. And part of the reason I'm sure you're having trouble hearing this is because
Yes.
we have cars going by. As
Yes.
we're going by all the businesses, people are standing out here. They're waving at us. They're telling us we're doing the right thing.
I mean,
it's great.
It really it's empowering for people that have never participated in a protest or actually walked for a cause. This is, it is really empowering. Now we're going across the street.
We're going across the street.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But we have our rights. Every human being has their right.
Absolutely.
To protest. And that's all. Even the protesters all over the nation, all they being asked to do, they're doing the right thing. They're protesting, and they're doing it the right way. It's peaceful, the way they're doing it. And that's the way you get it done. But like you said, change has to come in our vote.
Right. We've just got to if we could get the people to vote, we're getting the people out. That's where it starts. This is really pretty phenomenal to see. And
it really is. The line is stretching out. I think we've added people since we started walking because the line has gotten longer.
It has.
And that's great. And there, to point out where we are. We're in Keego Harbor. There's not a lot of blacks in Keego Harbor. There's not a lot of diversity in Keego Harbor. But as you can see, they're tired of it. Like I said, it's a human problem. It's not a color problem. It's a human problem. So when people get tired of things, they stand up. They fight for what they feel is right. And that's what's going on right now.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to continue the fight. Hopefully it's not going to be a short term, something that fizzles out.
Right.
Because this is systemic. It is in absolutely every facet of our lives.
You're right. You're right about that.
And
so now that me and you are by ourselves, there's a lot of things going on in the sports world there.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of things going on. The NBA is coming back.
Yeah.
They ready. They got their dates. But like you say, Major League Baseball.
They're not coming back.
Those guys are bickering over money.
But Manfred today, two little girls in the back of a car yelling Black Lives Matter. That was great.
That was awesome.
So, when we start talking, Manfred said that we're going to have a season.
I'm not optimistic about that. From listening to Tony Clark, the president of the Players Association, it doesn't sound like these guys are anywhere close together. I think they just sent in another proposal. The owners vehemently said no to the other proposals. Then the owners came back with their own proposal. So now I think it's back in the hands of the players to decide if they want to. I think it's like 70-something games that they want to play. So, all this bickering that's going on. And they have the crazy thing. They know it's going to hurt them in this sport if they don't come back. They know it.
Right. Well, what we need to do is we need to talk to some of these broadcasters because, again, oh my gosh, there's a car with a Black Lives Matter out of the sunroof.
Awesome.
And all the honks. I've got to stop for a second. Everybody's here.
That's right.
Lots and lots of support here.
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. Absolutely. And from just everybody. So getting back to sports here for a minute. when we start talking about the how do we bring the games and what's going to happen, we saw that the strike and the strikes and lockouts tend to hurt players, and that's labor law. That's simply labor law. And we have the same thing happening right now with the addition of COVID. And, you know, we talked with our hockey boys about the fact that the only other time the Stanley Cup wasn't played, other than the 2004, 2005, was the 1918 pandemic.
Wow.
Now we're talking about doing this again
Yes.
in baseball, not having a season. That hurts.
That will.
That hurts for a long time.
It's Goodell. They pride themselves on. Remember when the war broke out, and the president back then told them he wanted baseball to continue because America needed this pastime. America needed the distraction. America needed to, for 3 hours, get away from the stress and everything that was going on with it. So
Right.
that's why, and that's to the point of how important sports are, period, Dale, period. Sports are very, very important. So for baseball and those guys to be quibbling over money like this, when we know these are unusual circumstances, I think that's the bitter pill that people can't swallow.
Well, I think there's that. There's also the fact that baseball has been undergoing this tremendous change in terms of what are we going to do with the minor leagues?
Yes.
We're trying
True.
to squeeze the minor leagues. These guys aren't making a lot of money.
Right.
We have this Save America's Pastime Act, which passed, I believe, last year, year before, which basically said that a minor league player doesn't even have to be paid minimum wage. And
Yeah.
that was all part of that tax bill and the government spending and all of that.
So how can, I mean, and you're the legal person. So, and I guess, like you say, what's put in the contract, you have to honor it. But Deb, is that right? I mean, think about it. They let over 1,000 minor league guys go. Just
Right.
drop them. Just drop them. These are guys, like you said, hadn't made a lot of money.
No,
These
they're
guys are young guys.
They're young guys trying to make it. They haven't made it to the show. They're just trying to make a living, playing a game they love, and we're just seeing that that's not.
So my question to you, and this is a legitimate question, I think. Who
All
does
your
that fall
questions.
on?
All your questions are legitimate.
Thank you. But Deb, who does that fall on? Does that fall on the owners, or does it fall on the players that now are refusing to take a pay cut, or that are refusing to do certain things to help out? I mean, again, I think even the players, they could help this situation if they wanted to.
Well, I think it's got to be league-wide. I think you've got to. It starts from the top.
Yeah.
It absolutely starts from the top. You've got to have.
Yeah.
Get her?
No, I'm just saying on picture. Just how she came out. Thank you. Yes. Now that's awesome. She's in a walker, on a walker, and came out to support. That's now, when I talk about the American spirit, that's the American spirit.
Absolutely. This is just great. So I think as in just about everything, it comes from the top. If the top is not willing to do something, the top sets the tone. I don't want to get into politics, but I think we're seeing it here.
Yes.
I think we see it in baseball.
Yes.
If the commissioner wanted to do more or could do more or said this is what we're doing, and we've seen that. We've seen Roger Goodell is a very strong commissioner.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not about Colin Kaepernick, he was a very strong commissioner.
I agree. I agree 100% with you. And think about it. To me, I think the owners threw Roger on the chopping block. Because again, that's their voice. He's speaking for them. Roger
Right.
Goodell is speaking for those 32 owners.
The commissioner speaks for the
That's
owners.
right. That's
it
right.
does not speak for the players.
That's right.
The
Except
players
for
have a union.
except for what I'm hearing there is with that the speech where he came out and said that, when they denounce racism and all that in the NFL,
Right.
I heard that was on his own. I heard no owners knew about that. And that's kind of disturbing. Hey, that's kind of disturbing if that's true. That's really disturbing.
Well,
Because that statement should have been
a league.
absolutely.
Should have been a league. Should have been everybody.
Absolutely.
But so much of these leagues is set by the commissioners.
Yes.
It's their personality. It's what they're willing to do, how they're going to do it.
Yes.
And if they aren't going to stand up and be strong, and whether they're strong in the right way or the wrong way, if they're strong, it sets the tone for the league.
She is so good. Now, look, it takes talent to walk, talk, and record. And she's doing it. Excellent
and I haven't
job.
fallen on my face
That's
yet,
right.
although I've come close a couple of times. Dodging the trees, dodging the cars.
That's right.
Dodging everybody.
Dodging all of for a good cause. She's doing it all for a good cause.
Well, it's a cause I believe in.
Yeah.
It's a cause. We were talking earlier about the last time we saw something like this, and I was saying it was in the 60s.
Wow.
I mean, we had a women's march.
Right.
And we had a few protests along the way. But this is a civil rights protest, and this is the mid to late 60s.
Yes.
Which resulted in the Civil Rights Act. That was in 64.
So and they didn't let that stop, right? That march, it led to other things.
It did.
It led to legislation being written.
Yes.
And old legislation being taken out. Come on this side. So I can stay over here. I'll take the bullet. But that was powerful, and I think this could be on the verge of something very similar to this and stuff, right? Like you said, it was powerful. I was born in '63. A lot of
you are such a baby.
But I know what history books say, and I know and I know what movies have documented, and I know that was a big, big reason why a lot of change happened down south.
Right. When you get the people who are going to be talking about this, and the people who are protesting, and when I say protest, this is entirely peaceful.
Right.
There is just a group of a couple hundred people walking with signs up and down the road. We're on the sidewalk. Nobody has done anything other than walk.
One.
That's it.
One. And that's all it takes, Deb.
It just takes one.
One bad cop in Minneapolis that changed all this. That started this nationwide. And like you said, out of 200-300 people out here today, we had one bad apple. So that gives you hope, doesn't it? That gives you hope that there's a lot more good people in this world than bad people in this world.
Well, if we take these ratios, I mean, that's phenomenal. And even our bad apple was just standing there.
That's true.
There was no violence. There were no threats.
You're exactly right.
In fact, when we walked by, he said, "Welcome to Keego Harbor."
So maybe he wasn't rotten all the way to the core yet and stuff. That bad apple and stuff. All right. But yeah, it's great, Deb. I like it. Like you said, if we could keep this ratio right here, good to bad, we'll be all right.
Right. Well, we'd like them all to be good.
Yeah.
I'd like them all to be good. I'd like this not even to be an issue.
Right.
It shouldn't.
Right. You're exactly right. It shouldn't be.
So but this is great. All the support again.
Yes.
Everybody, I think we're heading back. The police have stopped traffic so that we can get by. They've been nothing but supportive.
Talk about them. I mean, right? The sheriff. I'm talking. The
captain.
The captain came up to us. Very nice. Anything that we needed, they came out to do this on their own to stop traffic. They helped that. I don't think they were mandated to do this. And like I say, man, when we say one bad apple, it was just the one bad apple. Most of the officers that I've encountered have been good to me. Not to say that I haven't had things that have happened to me, but most of the time I've been encountered by an officer, it's been good. And that's why I say, you just have one person that just kind of messes it up for everybody.
Right. I mean, when you start looking at the ratio again,
Yeah.
good police officers to the one or two bad ones.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, and it really is. I mean, the vast majority of the people are good.
Yes. Yes, they are. This is a good country. The United States of America is a good country.
It is a good country.
It's a great country. I agree with what the POTUS says. It is a great country. I want it to be made great again. But it's supposed to be great for everybody, not just a segment of the people. It's supposed to be great for everybody.
Right. And that is, when we say everybody, we mean everybody.
Yes.
You know, you shouldn't be looking at color. You shouldn't be looking
That's
at
right.
sex.
That's right.
You shouldn't be looking at sexual orientation.
That's right.
I'm going to throw it out there.
That's right. Throw it out there because you're right. You're right, Dad. It shouldn't be that. Look how long me and you've been friends.
Yeah.
And never once have I looked at you any other way as that's there, my friend.
Yep.
Never once.
Yeah. I mean, I value what you bring to the friendship, and I assume you value what I bring to the friendship.
Isn't that what it's all about? Give, take. Give, take. Don't just take. You got a little give and take.
Well, we're working together on this. Oh, it got quiet.
Yes, it did.
Wow. The other thing that's really interesting out here is that just about everybody, in fact, I haven't seen one person without a mask.
Yes. Great point. Great point. Great point there. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a good point.
People are taking this COVID seriously.
Yes.
They're out here, and we talk about protests, and we talk about how things are happening. We haven't seen the police do anything,
That's right.
to try to push us together. Everything. People are walking. They're walking in their groups.
That's right.
They're not necessarily mingling groups. There's room between groups.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And like you say, people, they're respecting each other, and that's what it's all about. I mean, it's all about that. Yeah, I mean, this has been, I'm telling you, for me, this has been great. Like I said earlier, this is my first protest I've ever been on. I mean, wow. I could say I've been on one.
You've been on a protest.
I could say, yeah.
Took you 53 years, but you made it.
It sure did.
Which is really interesting because we're seeing these little kids.
Yes.
We saw kids in kids walking, kids being pushed in their strollers.
Yes.
They got us beat.
But I love that. I love parents that bring their kids out. I brought all my kids out, even though they're a lot older. But I'm glad to see these young kids right up ahead of us. I'm glad to see they're out here because this will be something that they remember.
Yes.
10, 15 years from now, they'll remember out here protesting that they walked and they tried to make a difference.
Yep. And that's what it's all about. If we can have those kids making a difference. And, but one of the other things that's just so amazing to me is that there are people who are much, much older.
Yeah. Yes.
And they're out here. They're out here also.
Yes.
Again, it's not a young person's issue.
That's right.
It's not an old person's issue.
That's
it's
right.
not a woman's issue. It's not a black issue. It's not a white issue.
That's right.
It's an issue.
It's an issue. You're exactly right. It's an issue. Yeah. You're right. It's so good. I'm so happy to see just all different generations out here.
Yes. And a lot of families. A lot of families.
And of course, I want to give another shout out to Jenna, my neighbor. She's one of the organizers. She's one of the real reasons that I'm out here, besides being a black man. I wanted to support her because I thought it was just so great what she's doing at a young age. And she's not black. She's not black. But at a young age, what she's doing to try to change things, I'm so proud of her, and I wanted to support her.
Yeah, and there's the mayor.
Hey, Mayor, we were just talking about this idea We got a little podcast, me and my partner, and we were just talking about how good this march has been. You got people that social distancing. Everybody seems to have
Would
on
you
their
mind
face
if we put you on the podcast a little bit?
Afterwards, we can.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, but then,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, we're
you
just-
have to be proud of that, right?
Yeah, it's from our it's a very they did a good job.
Yes, and then also the police here. You know, again, a lot of controversies been over police officers. Man, the captain, they've been so helpful.
They walk through.
Absolutely, they walk with us and stuff. Absolutely, and that's so great. And and like me and Deb said, it starts at the top. So I want to congratulate you because that's where it starts at, and then it comes down here. So
We appreciate this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be around.
Okay.
Thank you.